Thank you for hearing the call to host group meditations or ceremonies because we need this now more than ever. The suicide rates, the depression rates around the world are skyrocketing right now, and you can't even imagine how your one session will completely change the trajectory of someone's life. So thank you for hearing this call. In this video, I'm going to go into how to hold space for your group meditation or ceremony, how to lead your session, and how to close out your sacred session. Hey, my name is SolTara. If you're new here, I'm a medium and I share alchemy practices from ancient Egypt and Atlantis. If that resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe. I've been hosting group meditations, workshops, and retreats around the world since 2018. And after working with thousands of people, both online and in person, these are the tips that I've learned in my 6 years of hosting these group meditations and ceremonies so that people have the best, most relaxing and nourishing experience. The number one thing you can focus on is making sure you're creating a safe and nourishing space for everyone. One of the ways to do this is by creating a circle. So this can be difficult depending on the room structure, whether you're doing this outside or maybe in a tighter closed space, but if possible, try to get all the participants to sit in a circle because energy and information will flow around the circle much faster when people are set up in this way. Group meditations actually make your healing, your release, your manifesting, whatever your intention is, 3 times more powerful within the material plane. If we think about the quantum energy of this, it's way more than we can fathom. And that's something that my spirit guides shared with me. And that's why group meditations are so powerful. And I'm grateful that you were guided to do this. It's what our ancestors have been doing for thousands of years all over the world. They were gathering around sacred fires, sacred dances, sacred ceremonies during the full moons, during the solstice and equinoxes. And now we're bringing that back because now it's about community healing in these spaces. One of the things that will make your space a nourishing and harmonious space for everyone who's in this session with you is not just sitting in a circle, but also if participants are laying down, you want to make sure that the heads are pointing at each other. Now, I went to a group meditation in Malibu and the energy was so chaotic. One of the reasons is because people's heads were pointing at other participants' feet. Usually the releasing happens through the feet, and when the releasing is happening through the feet, it's getting sent to someone's head, and that is not going to be a good experience for that person or for the group because the group is constantly sharing energy. Everyone in that circle is involved in an energy exchange, including yourself. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that everyone's heads are pointing at each other and the feet are pointing outward. This will ensure that the energy that the people are releasing is being sent outside of the circle rather than towards into the circle. Should your participants be laying down or sitting in a meditation position? Ideally, meditation position is the best because it creates a pyramid shape, and pyramids help to channel and amplify energy. But the priority for your session is for everyone to be relaxed and to be comfortable. So if people are more comfortable laying down, then allow them to lay down and make sure you invite people to do that because there's going to be different types of meditators coming to your circles. Some of them will be complete beginners, some of them will be advanced, some of them will be somewhere in the middle. So you just want to make it a free flow invitation for everyone. You can suggest for them to sit in a meditation position, the traditional lotus position, or that they can lay down. But make sure you state that clearly at the beginning of the meditation so no one is feeling self-conscious, because you want to make sure that your space is a sacred, safe space where people can just be safe being vulnerable, and that's going to allow you to create the most healing environment where people can really transform at a deeper level. You want to cleanse the energy of a space as well, because memories tend to get stuck even inside of the land. So one way to do this is by using singing bowls, Tibetan bowls, or any other instruments that you have, because sound can penetrate through things very fast and easily. You can also play 432 hertz on a speaker, whether you're outdoors or indoors, to cleanse the energy of the space. I like to use the elements to do this. So I work with fire, water, earth, and air and ether to cleanse the space before I host my session. Obviously, you would want to do that 30 minutes before the participants arrive. This will give you plenty of time to connect with the land, to connect with the guardians, to cleanse the space. So how do you connect with the guardians? The land has guardians, and when you're going to an outdoor park to host your group meditation, you have to thank the guardians of that space. This is something that my wife, who practices Theravada Buddhism, taught me from her grandma. And what you do is you share your good deeds, you share your good karma with all of the guardians and beings of that space. So we're basically entering their home, and you're just thanking them for inviting you and your group to that space. After you thank the guardians in whatever way resonates with you, you're going to ask the guardians of that space and your spirit guides to keep your circle, keep your group safe. There's nothing out there that's gonna hurt you or that's gonna attack your group. However, it's important for us to filter out energy. Just like we wear clothes to protect our body from dust and bacteria. So it's a protection mechanism to make sure we don't get any infections. It's the same thing with energy. We are everything, the light and the dark, so there's nothing to fear, there's nothing to protect against. However, we still need to practice some sort of filtering mechanism, because we're not meant to be working with all types of energy. And when you're doing meditations outdoors, there will be all types of energy. So something you can do is you ask the guardians of that space, you call in your spirit guides, your spirit team, and you ask them to keep your circle safe, to keep all the participants safe and protected. I work with dragons and the fire keepers and earth keepers, as well as sacred geometry, to hold the space of my ceremonies, whether I'm doing this online or in person. If you want to learn how to connect deeper with your spirit guides so you have a more conscious relationship with them, if you want to learn how to use the elements fire, water, air, earth, and ether to heal yourself, to heal others, to master energy externally, I invite you to check out our Golden Age Alchemy Academy. This is an advanced academy where you learn to become your own healer and your own psychic. That way you're not relying on me or other healers and other psychics, but rather you're stepping into your power and calling your power back, so that you can align with your highest potential and timeline. I invite you to check out the Golden Age Alchemy Academy in the description of this video, where you will learn different ways to harness the true power that you have inside. To ensure that you have a harmonious space, you want to ideally cleanse everyone's energy before your meditation or your ceremony. Now, this is less so a requirement for meditations than for ceremonies, because in ceremonies they tend to be longer and deeper healings. So if you're just doing a meditation, this is not 100% necessary, but if it feels enlightenment with your work, then feel free to do this. One of the ways that you can cleanse people is invite them to stand up, and you can use Palo Santo or you can use Copal. The reason why I recommend Copal is because if you're going to be doing your group meditation or session outdoors, Copal is amazing, because sometimes it's windy and then the Palo Santo will be blown away, and then that's just stressful to try to light it up every time with the wind. So what you can do is you can use Copal. Copal smells amazing, but most importantly, it has a lot of smoke, and you use that smoke for cleansing. So you simply just move the copal or the palo santo around someone's energy field, all around the front of their body, and then you move to their backside, and then you just cleanse their back as well, right? Because when people are coming into your space, you know that they're carrying stuff from their past. Maybe they had an argument with their spouse the night before, or maybe they've been carrying a lot of baggage from work that day. And so you want to leave that baggage, that dense energy outside of the circle. And that's why I recommend to do this before you start your session. If you are doing this indoors, I know that sometimes there's limitations with this because you can't necessarily light things indoors because of insurance policies and stuff like that. Then alternatively, what you can do is you can use a cleansing spray. Simply, you would just get a little bottle with filtered water, and you can put a few drops of eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is amazing for cleansing, and rosemary is also wonderful for cleansing. So you shake that bottle, mix it, and thank the essential oils and herbs and Mother Earth for bringing this clearing energy, and then you would simply just spray that around someone's energy field. And you can do it to the front and to the back, or just to the front if you're short on time. What you can also do is you can have an essential oil, and you can just place a few drops on someone's palm, and then you just ask them to rub their hands together, because we have chakras in our hands, and that will activate the oil blend. And you just ask them to take deep belly breaths to cleanse and open up all of their senses so that they can go deeper into the meditation, have a more healing and nourishing experience. Also, remember to ask people if they have any allergies. When I used to do this, what I would do is I would allow them to smell the essential oil, and I asked them if they liked it, and if they did, then I would place a few drops in their hand, and if they didn't like it, then I wouldn't give them anything. I would just tell them to take deep belly breaths. The most important thing for everything is to make sure that everyone feels safe and comfortable for the experience. And if you're thinking, I don't know where I'm going to get Palo Santo, Copal, and these essential oils, you can simply just open up Google Maps on your phone and type metaphysical store and go to your local crystal shop or metaphysical shop near you, because I guarantee that they're going to have these herbs available. Now, the second part is leading your session. The number one thing you have to do when you're getting ready to lead a session is leave your ego outside of the circle. You can visualize yourself leaving your ego at home, on the coat rack, whatever works for you, but you are here to serve. This is not about insecurities. What will people think of me? Am I going to do a good job? You leave that at home. The ego has no place in this space that you're about to create, because remember, you're going to be the pillar holding the energy for everyone in the circle. So your energy has to be extremely solid and aligned so that other people can benefit even more. Once you embrace your power, you create the space for other people to embrace their power and connect with their healing abilities. So leave your ego at home. And one of the ways to prevent the ego from impacting your session is by just sitting with the intention for the session. Why are you hosting this group meditation or ceremony? Just sit with that intention, close your eyes, and just breathe with that intention in your heart before you start to do any of the cleansing, before you start to greet people, because you're going to set the tone for the whole session even before it starts. The energy stuff comes first. It's the infrastructure, it's the architecture, and the material stuff, the stuff that you're going to be saying, that's just the things that's going to be filled within that architecture that you are creating, the energy structure. At the beginning, it's very important for you to state the intention with the group. The intention for this is for us to relax, to heal our bodies, or the intention for this is for us to heal our divine masculine. Whatever it is, just share it with the group. And the way that I personally like to lead my ceremonies is I like to hear everyone's intentions. So because we're all in a circle, it's an equal level field, because you are the pillar of light that allows this circle to be there, but everyone's an equal there. And so you allow everyone to share what's their intention. And you can just say, if you're tight on time, you can just say, can you share one word about what your intention is for today? And allow everyone to share. You might hate this next advice, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Don't use a script. Be authentic. When you use a script, you're kind of just following what someone else is saying, but people are showing up there because they resonate with you. And when you can become authentic, when you can get out of your head and into your heart, into your soul, this allows for you to channel the information that people need in the circle. In my monthly full moon rituals and meditations that we host online every month since 2018, people start to do things before I even say it. And they're like, oh my gosh, I saw this thing before you said it, or I started doing this thing 2 seconds before you told us to do it. And it's because I create an energy blueprint outside of space and time for them, but also I allow my soul, I allow the spirit guide that we're connecting with to work through me. We are just channels and we're allowing that energy to flow through us. So this is why it's important for you to leave your ego at home, and also you are not supposed to sound like anyone else out there. I also started listening to guided meditations when I started my journey, and now I don't listen to guided meditations mostly because I don't want to be influenced by other people's styles or their approach to things, because you are meant to shine your own unique ray of light and information. So the more that you can just surrender to the present moment and really surrender to your inner wisdom, you have to honor your wisdom. You have to honor your role here as holding this space. And that's going to take time. It's okay if you mess up in the meditation. It's okay if there's like a long pause. That's totally normal. The more that you host these group meditations and ceremonies, the more that you practice, the more comfortable you'll become, and the more the energy will start to flow more naturally. When you start to lead your sessions, I would recommend that you sync up your breath to the breath of the group. So one way to do this is at the beginning of your session, everyone is going to take a deep belly breath in for 5 counts, hold it for 5 counts, and exhale out for 5 counts. So let's do this together so that you see how this works. Okay, close your eyes, take a deep belly breath in, hold, and gently exhale. So this is known as the box breathing method. And the reason why I recommend this because it's very simple and you don't want to start things complicated because you'll have people from all levels. So you breathe in for 5 seconds, you hold for 5 seconds, you release for 5 seconds, and then you breathe again for 5 seconds. So it's 5, 5, 5. And then what you can do is you can start off humming or chanting. I like to chant Om because Om is a frequency that cleanses and harmonizes, and pretty much everyone knows Om. So it's the first sound of the universe, deep within our soul, we all know that. And it just helps people to get out of their mind, because people are coming to your meditation to relax. They're stressed from work, they're stressed from their daily to-do list, they're stressed from all of the different tasks that they have to fulfill as being an adult on earth. It's a lot. And so we're always in the mind. And one of the best methods to get people out of their mind and into their bodies, into their hearts, is through sound healing. And I've been testing many different techniques since 2018. And trust me, this works. It works on thousands of people from all walks of life, from all different cultures. So this has been proven and tested. So you get them to chant for maybe 3 rounds or 6 rounds or 7 rounds, whatever feels right. Because sound healing is what allows us to get out of our heads, and it penetrates straight into our cells. So it's the fastest way to heal. Because sound healing is so powerful, you can also consider playing a singing bowl, a tuning fork, or a drum in your meditation, because sound truly just creates a unique frequency across the different dimensions. So it's going to help people heal at the conscious level, subconscious level, unconscious level, cellular level, soul level. So you can use sound healing for this, or you can play background music for them. That's like 432 hertz, 522, 28 hertz, whatever resonates with you. If you have a theme for your meditation, you can also start off the meditation by doing mudras. So mudras will basically help your participants to release certain chemicals in their brains. That's what mudras do. So for example, if you're doing a womb healing or you're doing a meditation to build your confidence, you can simply look up what mudras will help them to get that energy flowing inside of themselves. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes. No one started off doing things perfectly, and you're going to get better over time. Let's say that as you're doing your group meditation, you get distracted, or there's someone coming in and knocking on the door and it's messing with the energy. Just remain calm, focus on your breath, because you are the pillar for the whole circle. So the more calm that you are, the more calm everyone in the circle will be. And remember that you have to be humble in this work that you're doing. Also, you have to remain in your power, because when you're in your power, other people can be in their power. Right now, I host online meditations where there are hundreds of people per session, and it took me time to get here. I'm blessed that I've gotten the opportunity to work with people from over 72 countries, and that has taken me years. The very first meditation that I ran was with 3 people. 3 is a sacred number in alchemy, so I was very happy about that. But it's taken me years to get to where I am. So remember to just have patience, and also remember that you're being of service, and it takes dedication and remaining heart-centered, and your tribe will find you. And third, the last thing is closing. To close out this sacred space that you're creating, it's very important to do it in a proper way. And one of the things that I like to do is at the end, after your meditation or ceremony, when people are feeling very confident, clear, loving, joyful, peaceful, whatever it is, you ask them to share that feeling with someone who is struggling. It could be their family member, their pet, their friend, a stranger. Because remember, meditation makes your healing, manifesting, whatever your intention is, 3 times more power in the material. But energetically, in the quantum level, it's way more than that. And so this is what's going to help you to create more healing for people beyond your circle. And also, human beings have this innate ability to want to help each other. And so it's going to make your participant also feel more empowered after they share this feeling, because they're not just doing it for themselves, but they're sharing it with someone else. Then I like to close out with a sharing. So I have everyone in the circle share. Sometimes when time gets too tight, people just share one word. I ask them to go around and to share one word of what they experienced. Or if we have more time, they can share more. And lastly, you ended by thanking all of the spirit guides, all of the guardians that were present to helping to hold the space and offer healing energy. Inside of the Golden Age Alchemy Academy, you will learn how to create an energy circle outside of space and time, especially if you're doing these online ceremonies and group meditations. You will also learn how to clear a space using the elements. I don't use the physical elements, I use high magic, because in elemental alchemy, you become one with the elements, so you don't necessarily need a candle to bring in fire. So you'll learn how to do that. And most importantly, you will learn how to connect with your true power so that you can align with your highest potential and timeline. If you want more details about the Golden Age Alchemy Academy, you can find them in the description of this video. And I invite you to watch this video next, because when you are hosting a group meditation or ceremony, sometimes you tend to absorb the energy from the participants, and that can feel very overwhelming. So in this video, you'll learn how to avoid absorbing energy from the clients that you're working with. Thank you for watching. Much love.